use them because it's detrimental to my business if people can't get to me. But the horrendous parking charges and the difficulty, the restrictions in Reading are killing small businesses. It's not just difficult for my business, but you can actually see businesses being killed off because of parking restrictions and parking charges. And I'd like to know what the candidates would do about it if they were elected. Please.
Thank you very much for the question. I noticed that Oxford Road is actually the worst place in the whole of Reading for number of fines. So it's clearly a massive issue with lots and lots of people. And I hear what you're saying. I know business people who, if you can't stop outside, they'll go somewhere else. I think what we would need to do is inject more accountability into the system. At the moment, it's very difficult for you as a business person, I think, to be able to influence the council's policy on it. So maybe just get closer between business people and the council in resolving those issues. It shouldn't be a revenue raiser, and it shouldn't kill our town centres and our high streets either. And I think that's in danger of happening in Reading at the moment.
Adrian?
Well, it's certainly a big problem. More and more people every year using cars. Congestion gets worse, parking gets worse every year. There isn't an easy answer to it. We were told on the Oxford Road that when the Tesco moved in, that people would park at the Tesco and then go to the shops. Obviously that isn't happening. It's kind of what we thought. Okay, well, I don't think they can do it, they're riding there, but they'll open one up soon, I'm sure. No, but I don't have an easy answer for that, but yeah, I'd be listening to what businesses had to say and to what Daisy had to say on that one.
Alec?
Yes, I think there are two issues along the Oxford Road. One is absolutely to do with parking. The other is what I would call rogue clampers. If any of you have ever left by mistake your car outside McDonald's, you will find that these people sort of swoop down and clamp you and then charge you an enormous amount of money to release your car. It hasn't happened to me, but I have friends in the audience that it's happened. And I think what we need, so in terms of that, what we'd actually need, and we've proposed that we have a sort of code of conduct. So you don't have these sort of road clampers going around, charging people sort of silly amounts of money. That's one. The second point, I think, is in terms of how do you manage parking in the Oxford Road area? Well, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't have an easy solution to that, and maybe it is a question of sitting down with the council and the FSB to discuss whether, if you have a sort of, if you're a business, whether you're allowed to sort of be outside for 15 minutes or whatever it is. But I think the other point that causes a lot of congestion, especially in the Reading area, is that we have a lot of house building going on, and I don't have a problem with house building, but we need to make sure we have the infrastructure and also the parking places, because what you tend to do is have a lot of new build, and there aren't enough parking spaces, and that just makes the situation worse, and that's something that I feel very strongly about, and I would like to see tackled.
Okay, thank you, Naz.
I think we need to look to try and innovate in this area, really think about different ways where other places have got it right and have carried on making sure that they keep business moving. I mean, I'd be interested to find out from you, actually, has your business dropped off very recently? Has it been since a certain parking charge has been introduced, or what?
Can I actually, Naz, are you saying then that Reading Borough Council have got it wrong with their parking?
Well, I think maybe, I mean, I think clearly that the lady that's in the shop says there's a problem. I think that we need to look at it. I think we need to scrutinise it more carefully. I'm not saying that Reading Borough Council gets everything right, and I think that we need to be honest about that, and where there are problems, we need to try and fix them.
Job opportunities and job prospects for young people leading school. And I wanted to ask, what do you think can be done to tackle youth unemployment, and is there anything that you think can be done to increase the employability of young people?
Adrian.
Difficult question to answer. When I finished my education, there were apprenticeship schemes which this government brought back a small number of them. I think we want to see a large number. I work in construction. There aren't that many British people working in construction. An awful lot of European people have had to come over here because we haven't got the skills. In a recession, not many people working in construction, so people are advised don't go in, do something else. Very hard to organise, very hard to manage that. I'm not suggesting it's easy, but I think apprenticeship schemes are part of the answer. So.
to, because I saw the figures in Reading and I thought, why is no one talking about this? This is a bit of a scandal. I wrote to Nick Clegg and I did actually get party policy changed because I thought there wasn't enough we were doing about it. I had a quick check before I came out this evening to see what the current figures are. People, young people around. We've got about 700 people. That's double the number that it was in 2006. Now, I talk to young people all the time and they are basically depressed, they're stressed, they've been out of work for some of them up to a year, and I'm thinking they've just started out, this is appalling. One thing that I would like to see, and something that's lived in we've scrapped the target of getting everyone to go to university, they have to get a degree, they increase the number of internships and apprenticeships and things like that, and actually make it more financially viable for businesses to take on young people. But it is a massive concern. I'm really glad that you raised it. I got it on the council's agenda. I asked them to organise a summit with business people. Some of those people are here tonight, which was really useful. On the back of that summit, a couple of young people are now in work, which I feel very pleased about. But keep on raising it locally and nationally, because this number of people out of work at that age group was not seen since under the Conservative government, and that is a real concern to me.
Well, again, John, I'm very pleased that you've asked that particular question, and it is about investing enormous amounts of money in training. We've invested £3.5 million in a brand new academy at Prospect School, and I know that that is working because some of the kids that I have taught at Deanfield use that and say that they enjoy going there. But the devil is in the detail. 700 people out of work, that's 700 too many, and you need to make sure that you're tailoring what you do to those people. And I know from you being a teacher that teachers play an absolute vital role in year 11, in year 12, making sure that they're doing correct mentoring, talking to students, like the students here, about what they're going to do with their life, and make sure that, you know, they've got that mentoring role. I would say I was out knocking on, I don't think we've got it right by any means. I was out knocking on a door the other day. I met a young person who was 23, he'd been out of work for 7 months, and it's that critical time period, 7 months. He said he was demotivated, it was going to be very, very difficult for him to find work, and critically he said that the job centre wasn't particularly helpful to him. He found it demotivating to go into that, the job centre, and we need to make sure that that facility itself is helping young people, that the very facility that's going to be their first port of call. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, Liz. Alan?
Yes, I mean, if you look at youth unemployment across the country, we've got almost 1 million people between the ages of 16 and 24 who are not in work, and it's the highest proportion across Europe, and that's clearly not a great success story. I think there are probably three things that we ought to be doing. One is absolute apprenticeships, that we have talked about, that we would like to introduce the 400,000 apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships, which school leavers can actually get into, and I think that will clearly help. The second thing I think that we need to do is to actually help companies be able to employ people. So one of the policies that we put forward is that if you are a new company which is setting up, the first 10 people that you employ in the first 2 years of vacancy in the government, you will not have to pay employers' taxes. And I'm sure we'll come on to the national insurance increase in 2011, which Labour planned, but that's certainly something that we don't want to have, because that's going to be a cost of jobs. And the third point is to do with encouraging people actually to get involved with and encourage the high-tech industries, because I think the future in this country, whether we like it or not, just because of the cost profile that we have in this country, is that we're going to be competing with China, India, Brazil, and we need to do it on a high-tech basis. So just two ideas on that. One is I think we need to give more tax incentives to business angels to invest in high-tech. And secondly, in terms of individuals, I think what we need to do is to encourage people to do engineering and physics and all the rest of it at university. And one way of doing it is actually provide bursaries, which is a shared cost between government and industry. And I was very lucky because I did physics at university and I got a scholarship from a local firm. And frankly, it made a huge, huge difference. And if we can do that and encourage people, that will help.